All right, welcome to the Krause Health and Safety Learning Portal. For today we're going to be going through height safety training. So my first video that we're going to be posting is just going to take you through some of the checks, some of the things that we have to do on a harness, fitting a harness, and I'll get one of my colleagues in to give a bit of assistance on carrying out a buddy safety check, just to make sure that the harness is fitted correctly and safe to be used. So first things first. This is the harness that we're going to be demonstrating today. So some important things to do checks on initially will be making sure that you check your tag. So our current tag colour is green. If we identify one that's a different colour to that, we use what they call the rugby system, which stands for red, green, blue and yellow. So the green, it usually tells us the expiry date or when it was previously tested on there as well. We'll work out the dates from there. So harnesses need to be inspected as per legislation, need to be inspected every 6 months. Some company policies and procedures and stuff like that do try and better that standard, and I have seen before on mine sites and other previous industries that have do get their inspections done every 3 months. So they go through the 4 colours every year. Awesome. So this first part, this here is the D. So this is what we're going to hook up to when we go and work at heights. We'll hook our lanyard up to this point. Need to make sure that it's in working order, it's not damaged, cracked, hasn't sustained a fall, anything along those lines. Then we'll work our way up. These are the front straps that'll go down the front of our chest. These 2 loops here for rescue and retrieval. Can be used in confined space and things like that, so that someone can get down there, they run a bar through there and they can rescue from the platform or rescue from the confined space. I'll keep working down, check for any burns, tears, frays, anything like that on your material. All of your clips, once we get down there, your clips have got to be in working order so we can grab our clips that join in there. Just make sure that they're working, they're not seized up or damaged or anything along those lines. All right, so we have to check over the full outside of our harness just to make sure that there are none of those damages in it. You can see here we've got a manufacturer's instruction, so it gives us some essential instructions on there. All tags, signs, the data manufacturer, everything has to be marked and it has to be visible and able to read. If you can't read any of these signs, can't read the data manufacturer, when it was last inspected or any of the above, we need to make sure that this harness is tagged out of service, reported to the supervisor, and then it'll get disposed of accordingly, cut up so it can't be reused. All right, so now we're going to go through the fitting of a harness. So I generally just grab the D, that just gets everything to fall in place, gets everything in line and easy to put on. Raise that arm, right arm through, or left, whichever you would prefer. Get it hooked up. Now I've got to make sure that I pull it nice and firm and snug, not too tight that it's going to cause any issues. Try not to cross over the straps, but I'm going to get my colleague in to give us a bit of assistance very shortly on doing a buddy safety check. All right, so when I fit the harness, I want to try and put my open hand through that point. If I can fit my open hand in there, that's a good fit. If I can clench a fist, which you see I can't clench a fist in there, that would mean that the harness was too loose. At this current time, we're pretty good everywhere on the harness, so it's fitted nice and well. I'll get my colleague in. I'm going to get him to check over my straps, make sure that they're not crossed over, make sure that there's nothing cut in or nothing that's unclipped or undone. And that's why we do a buddy safety check, just to make sure that everything's fitted and going to be working properly.
Looks good, mate.
Nothing crossed?
All good.
All good. So the other things we look for, we need at least 100 millimeters of tail exposed. That just determines, obviously, if we've got it hanging down to our knees or something like that, it's obviously too big a harness, and we can look at a smaller one. This one's a one size fits all harness, so it fits people up to about 140 kilos. right down to smaller people. So depending on the tail that's going to be exposed and things along those lines.